G'day there. Well, if you've been following along, quite often you'll hear me say, take a walk around your neighbourhood. See if there's something around there that you might be interested in drawing, you know. It could be an old fence or a gate or a tree. It could be anything you want. And if you see something that catches your eye, you know, something that you may want to draw, take a photo. And even if you're not up to drawing it just yet, you can store it away in your folders there and bring it out at a later date. And the reason is because it's much easier to draw from a reference photo than to just make it up as you go along. And remember, a reference photo is just that. It's a reference. It's something that you can refer to when you're drawing your picture. It's a guideline. Of course, unless you're into photorealism, well, then that's a different story. Now, I took a little bit of my own advice, so I've been out around the neighbourhood, and there's something that always interests me that I've never seen before until I came here to the Lockyer Valley. Now, if you see behind me, what we have here is a bull kitchen, I guess. Most of them aren't used anymore. In fact, our one, which was actually quite a lot bigger, we actually pulled it down because in the summertime it just generated so much heat. We opened that up and it was just like walking into a furnace. So we made our pantry bigger, and it's, yeah. This is the tricky bit, is getting the perspective right. So what I've done, I've got our 5mm gaps. Now you've got to remember, when you look at the reference photo, see how that's like that. But then as we get up here, it's like that. So they gradually, so this side of things is going to be in shadow of it. And that's one of the subjects that I haven't covered so far, is how to create those by shading. They're overlapping. I'm just putting that back in again. So what I try to do is to bring that where the line is, how it's, because it's darker. So I'm trying to shade that to get the same, so it's not, so the line is not so apparent. So I'm trying to shade to the darkness of that line, so it blends in nicely. And under here, because this sort of sticks out from the house, so this will be dark in here, really dark, completely in the shade. I'm using a 4B here. A bit darker on this side because the light's coming from the opposite side. I'm going to use my blending brush just to smooth that over.